to me, and it's very important to you as well. I still remember some of your performance last semester. No, probably you didn't fail, but you could have passed more than this. You all know. So maybe some of it that had C could have had B. Some of it that had B, that have B, could have had A. It's possible. Something we're missing. Two things. And that's why you see, I could have had A in this course. So you passed, but you could have passed more. Because my course things are flexible. My marking are flexible. And that is if we understand the rules from the beginning of the classes. This class is going to be made up of lectures, practicals, and feedback. Lectures, practicals, and feedback. Last lecture, assignment, test. You wonder why I didn't put your exam in? Well, I'm not concerned about it. You will be concerned about it. Because me, I will not write it. So I'm not concerned. So I'm only concerned about class lecture. I'm also concerned about giving you assignment, giving tests, and of course taking feedback from you. These are my priorities. Okay? Your exams might be your priority. I don't know how you want to do it. How you want to do it. Can you move closer here? Everybody. Everybody. So class lecture made up the bulk of this class. Attend these classes. This will be easier for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you attend one, this is okay for you. This will bring this closer to you. This will help you in this, and this will help you in this. If you attend only two, some you attend only two, I just do the assignment. I give them. Well, I don't know if it may affect the exam. No, not physics. So it depends on how you take this course. You are going to enjoy it. It's not a difficult course at all. So your feedback actually makes sense to me. In this attendance, I want to be tracking your class contribution in the class. And sometimes, when the students want to have problems, I want to use that to judge why such a student will have problems, even though she or he is always active in the class. I want to use that as emotional data. Why a student will have problems in exams, just like they are attending class, she attending class. We also are going to evaluate if she attending class, is she always contributing in class? And if she always contributing in class, that's what help you to help her in where I think you will be increasing. That is slightly I'm just giving you that it. So it shows that do not just stay in class. Let me know your name via the attendance. Because I'm going to be working against that attendance. People that contribute highly in class. When I need feedback is when I take classes, I expect you to give me some questions, answer questions I also give you. Okay? Sometimes I ask questions, nobody will give me answers. And that's like feedback. Imagine you asking a question to not that will not do. Okay, back to this course. Cloud computing security. Uh, I'll give you a highlight of this course. This course will address basic cloud computing standards and some of the pressing issues in cloud computing. Okay, of course, introduction to cloud computing, we need to quickly delve into that. Then cloud computing standards and cloud computing security issues. Also, we should be concerned about cloud attack mechanisms. Since this course is not all about the introduction to cloud computing, it delves more on the security aspect and security challenges the cloud systems are exposed to. So we need to identify these security issues from different perspectives and how this security comes in. How does it come? Mostly they come in form of attack, isn't it? The security challenges come in form of threat or attack or vulnerability. So we want to study the attack mechanisms. Understanding the attack dimensions will enable you to prefer very robust solutions to the cloud. And of course, overall, we're going to look at the cloud protections and solutions. These are very important items we need to look at in this course. Are you okay? So when you look at cloud computing, why is this so much important in cybersecurity, and why do we pay more attention on cloud computing? You realize most of the connected systems these days, they have been integrated into the cloud. I started with connected system because that is where the world is going. If you are not there, the world is already there. Okay? So if you know where the world is going, then your journey is identify where the world is going. So where you are going doesn't matter now. Where the world is going matters. So it's better you join where the world is going. So companies are trying to adapt their systems to where the world is going. The world is going digital. The world is going online. Every system has been integrated into the cloud computing platform. And what this means is, even not today, not yesterday, it has been in existence since 1960. The cloud platform has been in existence since 1960, but only few systems were connected to it. And also, the cloud system didn't just evolve today. It has been in development right from the day you start using your mobile phones. Okay? Right from the time you start using social media platform. So I'm going to give you simple intricacy of how the cloud computing system actually works. So you pick up your phone, you realize that you have a social media platforms, and you have some vital information on these platforms. Then you lost your phone, maybe after some days, you get another phone, you log into your password, your username, then you're able to retrieve all those information back again. Now you are aware those information doesn't stay on your phone, isn't it? You only use your phone as an interface to connect to those information. So the question is, where are those information? Where did they reside? Okay, where did those information reside? It is now practically feasible that those informations were not kept on your phone. At the moment you get another device, you are able to access them, maybe pictures of 2019, 2009. You are able to retrieve those pictures. They simply give you a clear route that, even though you don't know where those pictures reside, but they do reside. Those are the simple descriptions of cloud computing. Okay? Also, in summary, it could just be a simple storage, maybe a host of database that host your services or that provide services for you based on demand. But in this case, we want to report that you don't actually pay for these services. Actually, you don't pay, but clouds are meant to pay per subscriptions. So again, when we say cloud, cloud means storage space, but it's being provided to you in a virtualized format. What do I mean by virtualized format? Something that is not feasible to you, but you can actually feel it. Sometimes you can say an abstraction format. Okay, that's the descriptions of a typical cloud computing. So, what are the motivations for the cloud computing? I'm going to say, okay, let's also look at car rentals, for instance. You have a car, you don't have a car, but the most important thing is you all use a car, isn't it? Whether you have a car or you don't have a car. I'm being driven to class by a car. So it's either I purchased that car or I rented it. So let's look at the rentage of the car systems. So you rent a car, go to car hiring services, rent a car for a short period of time. maybe for 1 week, 1 day, you pay them. Why do you need to rent this car? You needed it before you get your own car. So when you rent this car, what are the responsibilities? What are your responsibilities on this car? What are your responsibilities? The car you rented.
Keep it in good order.
Eh?
Keep it in good order.
Well, for your maximum comfort. Because the company will maintain it for you. Because if it's not okay, you not pay for the car. Isn't it? So maintenance is free from you. The company put the car in good shape for you to use. Just to make it in good order for your comfort. Maybe neat, let it be neat, clean it interior. But the maintenance of the engine are the responsibility of the car hiring services. So you don't need to maintain, and sometimes you don't even need to upgrade your car. But in his own case, he has a car. Every morning he has to maintain the car, isn't it? Check the wheel, check the alignment, and check the car is working in good condition. And sometimes you may want to consider upgrading of this car. I'm tired of this car, I want to use Benz. So that is a responsibility on his. But the responsibility on your own is just use. But one responsibility must be fulfilled. You pay as you use. That's your ultimate commitment. Okay? So also, car hiring is popular because everybody does that, even abroad. So there's no need of buying a car. You can actually rent and use it even for years. You pay token. In fact, it's good that you're using some people's car because they have to they put it on car hiring services. So the same thing with cloud computing services. Okay, you also rent some space on the cloud. So instead of building your own data center, okay, that you might get full of that, you might get exhausted anytime from now. Maybe the institution needs to deploy storage systems, build a data center in the school. And the challenge will be as students get more populated, the data storage gets filled up. So the school will be concerned about maintaining that data center and ensuring its functioning. But relieving the school from that, school will actually rent a cloud space, okay, where through themselves the issue of maintaining, upgrading, securing, or you use leave it for cloud services providers to use. Take another instance. For Gmail, for instance, you all have access to 15 gigabyte Gmail on your email sign up, isn't it? So on this email sign up, you have 15 gig, which means that the space is yours within that internet. And no responsibility than to just use it. Then, provider of that Gmail, maybe Google or Amazon, they take care of the security of that space. They also maintain the space while you do. And if sometimes you're exhausted in 15 one already maybe based on token, isn't that? That's just your responsibility. So a lot of responsibility reside within the cloud. But because it is mostly on a rental basis, you pay as you use or you pay as you go. The responsibility relies on the cloud services providers. So talking about the cloud, we have three important elements within the cloud system. The cloud users, which is we as end users, then the cloud providers. Okay? So if you want to understand who are these cloud providers, then you start thinking of those that provide services for you. Such, for instance, Amazon Web Services, AWS, Google Cloud, what else again? Microsoft, Azure, Salesforce, Dropbox, IBM, Oracle, Blue Ocean, and many hosts of others. These companies make sure you have access to seamless storage space. Isn't that? Why you enjoy them by paying premium. So why would this become so necessary? Why would cloud computing become necessary for an organization or for you? Now, we focus on cloud computing in order to increase reliability. For instance, you have a host of customers span across the universe and you want them to access your services 24 hours. And remember, you have options of having your storage within your enterprise, which is normally before cloud computing came evolved, we are having our server, our database, isn't it? So whereby that server has to be put on, and sometimes the server has to be back up to generating set for us to use it 24 hours. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? So these are the challenges and responsibility of two while utilizing traditional data centers. When I say traditional data centers, it also means your server, and anything could be your server. So, by the emergence of the cloud simply means you can achieve reliability and flexibility, and of course, scalability with these ubiquitous services of computing systems. What that means is you increase the reliability of reaching your audience using the cloud platform. Okay. Also, you can have you can reduce your operational cost on IT. Isn't that? Reduce the operational cost on IT maintenance, purchasing, procurement, and of course, other contingency responsibility. So, for instance, when was the last time? When was the last time you get aware? When was the last time you check the maintenance level of your storage, of your iOS or your Google Drive? You are less concerned. So far, you can log in, you can access information. There are a lot of responsibility and commitment that is being taken over by these services providers. So one of the advantages of utilizing the cloud is to reduce operational cost on IT. So go to some organization, you will not see any physical uh, data center, and they deals with in fact they work with thousands of entries, thousands of informations, and they don't have physical resources that host these information. It simply gives them a benefit that even their IT personnel, they don't have much problems with managing their database because it is hosted on the cloud. So the hostage actually means that it is stored on a third party repository. Are you with me? That is, these services are hosted on third-party systems. So let's quickly use another example. Maybe some of you are into a business. Of what do you rent? Do you have anything you rent? Any business that you rent out? Okay, maybe you rent chairs, rental services. So maybe you want to want to do a wedding. Do you need to buy 40 dozens of chairs because you want to do a wedding? So you don't bother yourself, isn't it? Just get the money and put your rental services. I need 10 tables and 20 dozens of chairs. Another thing you don't bother yourself with is you don't bother yourself with if the chairs are okay or not. If they are not okay, you don't pay. Then me, I rent out that services. We are responsible for the cleaning of the chairs and sometimes transportation of the chairs. All you have to do is pay. That is pay as you use. Okay? So that is one of the responsibility, that's one of the benefits of the cloud. It reduces operational expenses. Also, it enhances scalability and agility. Scalability means that as your student database grows, for instance, you want to install, you want to host a physical data center within your institute. And the next thing will concern you, if this data will have maybe 100 terabytes, let's say 50 terabytes, it's okay, it's good. But as your population expand, you might not be comfortable with this terabyte anymore. Which means that once you exhaust that population limit, you might be forced to condemn the hardware and system and the engineer another system that give you maybe 100 terabytes. You understand? So you don't achieve scalability within that. Even though if you must achieve scalability, it comes with huge amount of expenses. You have to condemn uh, some infrastructure, reintroduce another infrastructure. Whereas those existing infrastructure become so obsolete. That is not scalability. But in the case of the cloud computing, you can achieve scalability in the sense that, okay, I want to buy 20 gig. And as my population increases, I see, then I can easily scale it up to what already without taking any physical consideration. Is that that's one of the benefits the cloud system gives you, whereas it will not give you on the traditional. And agility also means a sound business operations, business continuity process happens within the cloud systems. So far, it is available, accessible anywhere, available anytime. Similarly, consider this with your traditional data systems, whereby as you are leaving the office, you lock up database room or the server room. And of course, you ensure diesel is being powered to supply energy to it. So once the diesel is exhausted, the server can have downtime. Isn't that? Whereby no communication will reach. So, but you can achieve strong agile business in such a way that your businesses continue even though whether you are at off-peak time or off-peak period of time. That's agility in cloud computing. Another benefit of cloud computing is ubiquitous accessibility. Ubiquitous accessibility via the internet, and you can perform the same task from anywhere using any network device. Cloud computing will allows you to achieve that benefit. Simply means you have all your data posted on your iOS. So as you are traveling, you left your PC at home, never mind. When you are in a plane, they give you a MacBook, just a device, and of course you have your username, password, then you log in again, you begin your work. It ensures productivity anywhere you are. I get it. It enhances productivity. That is, businesses continue without any stress. So this is another important. All you have to do is have access to internet, and of course, have access to terminals that you can easily use to work, like your PC, tablet, laptop. So you can perform the same tasks in anywhere, from anywhere, using any device. That is one of the intricate benefits of cloud storage. Are you with me? Okay. Another benefit of cloud storage is level the playing field. You can make everybody to work from home while they did their submissions within the cloud and the monitoring can be done. So it gives everybody flexibility of work environment. Level playing field in such a way that can be everyone can still contribute to the work process. Another benefit you derive. So I'm still okay, I'm still not okay. This class is 1 hour class, and after 20 minutes, some people are still coming in. It's not fair, and I will not be fair on that as well. A class you come 10 minutes after, it's useless. That is it. I mark attendance 10 minutes. As I step into the class, 10 minutes, I mark attendance. Once I retrieve that attendance, don't write it. You could not write again. Okay? So please, let it know. I'll not say it again. Immediately the class starts, write the attendance within that short 10 minutes. Pass it. Once it gets there, I'll not send it to the class again. I've explained some rules guiding this class. Assignment, class attendance, test, and feedback. These are very important. So let's move on. Cloud also improves collaboration. Imagine some works or some important tasks you have to do, and you take this work to your colleagues for assessment. Cost of travel, cost of reaching, cost of other. So in the cloud system, you can actually enable collaboration and whereby people can access your work on the go. Isn't that? Even to be your project, and you are developing a code base, and instead of sharing this code, taking this code for a travel and easily enable collaboration with your colleagues, your mentors, or your client to access. So easy collaboration without everyone, without anybody shaking the table. Also, fast request driving profession. A request can easily be made and that needs to be returned within seconds. The cloud computing offers this flexibility. You can see we have a lot of benefits to derive while utilizing the cloud computing systems. So, how do we think the cloud has grown to this time? I explained in the earlier that cloud has been in existence even since 1970s. Even since the day you started using your mobile devices, cloud computing has been existing. Why is it now today? We are fighting the issue of cloud security. Does that mean cloud has never been secure or cloud has been secure since, but recently cloud become insecure? As far as this uh, subject is concerned. You should know the evolution of the cloud computing market started from the year of mainframe computing. How many of you have idea of how mainframes computing work? Where you have one large frame installed in a room and everybody computes on that frame. That means before you can use computing system, you must travel to that room to interface with it. So the extent of information within using this technology cannot be efficient. Okay? And you cannot even utilize the whole of the computing resources. That happens, the mainframe era happens in the 1960s down to 1980s. So you realize that during this period, cloud computing has never been uh, an issue because mainframe computing were involved. Then within 1970s to 1980, we have departmental computing, where we have computing hosted in at, as a node. So if you want to use computer, you have to go to the central computing lab before you can use it. That was departmental computing. Then later on, we have personal computing, which everybody enjoy up to now. Isn't that? But do you know, not everyone is using personal computing. Personal computing is still not involved this time around. Okay, look at this now. I've made sure that all the classes on the laptop, I can stream them on my mobile phone using cloud-enabled devices. And this class will be transformed to my laptop. By the time I open my laptop, I can see the transcript of this class on my laptop. That shows that even personal computing is getting out of vogue now. As you can see, people can do business presentations without even going computer. So also personal computing has its own limitation because it is a kind of managed services. Yes, you have to manage it yourself. That is, you are responsible for the efficiency of that computing. But now we have cloud computing, which has taken the center stage, of all, it has taken the center stage of all computing systems today, where every applications you want to use can easily be accessed, even without you owning that source code. Okay, without you owning the source code. We're going to explain some of the essential components of the cloud computing shortly. So since 2010 beyond, cloud computing has taken over the global space, whereby almost organizations are now relying on virtual cloud computing systems. And this also brings about the proliferation of interconnected systems, IoT, distributed computing, and distributions of people utilizing resources has intensified the demand for cloud storage. And early 2020, now to this time, you can see how cloud storage has been extensively being deployed. Maybe as a result of technology, where every system is connected to cloud systems, including educational systems. So I have the ability to travel anywhere in the country, have your assessment, have your learning management systems, and have your grade without leaving your, your table. So the cloud computing has grown since 2010 to this era. And cloud usage is like, now when I look at cloud usage, cloud computing growth also. Cloud usage is like having a customized cellular plan with all the features and functionality you want. Say you have something like this, it has all the features and functionalities you want. Then what else again? Why do you bother about mainframes? Why do you bother about personal computers where everything you want are readily available? All you need to do is to pay for what you use. All you have to do is to pay for what you use, and you have the ability to cancel the payment at any time without penalties or additional fee. Let's go back again. If I see all of you to open your laptop, maybe the Microsoft Offices you have on your laptop, how many of you uses Office 365? How many people uses Office 365? Few, probably because it's expensive, isn't it? So what do you use? Maybe Office 2016, right? Because it's readily available. Yeah, it tells you that you can actually use these offices as pay as you use. Instead of buying them and installing them on your PC, you can actually have a subscription, then a password and username will be generated for you and use. But because in Nigeria we don't believe things we paid for, even some of the antivirus we're using, are they paid? So cheat, we are used to it. But normally, all these devices are supposed to be paid as you use. So, cloud system offered you these services. Why you just come in? I'm not happy with you. So, you can actually use these services by host and cancel them at any time without paying additional fee. So, you can see from 2010, the cloud services revenue has been growing. And what is responsible for this growth? Because people are now resorting into pay as you use services, isn't that? It's the same thing with your space I just mentioned. Even though you have default storage space of 15 gig, once the space is executed, is exhausted, you can buy. And you can also buy, That is scalability. So I'm okay with 100 gig, but later on I realize my demand is getting higher. I need 200 gig. You can scale up your demand and of course your payment and get your services. So worldwide, cloud services revenue has grown at 16.6 in 2010 and it has now reached 68.3 billion cloud revenue. And what is responsible for that? The implication of this means that the world is now utilizing the cloud systems. Almost every connected system are depending on cloud computing. I'm giving you this background so that we now understand the challenges we must face while utilizing this service. So it is expected that enterprise will spend in the next 5 years around 112 billion on cloud technologies and devices. I'm not talking of what they will spend on cloud security. People will spend 112 billion on cloud deployment to let you know how the market is fast growing and how the demand is getting high. Because no doubt, connected systems cannot work without the cloud storage. So go back and let us see cloud computing standard. What is cloud computing? Cloud computing, according to the National Institute of Technology and Standard, define cloud computing as a model. Cloud computing is defined as a model for enabling ubiquitous, convenient, ubiquitous, enabling ubiquitous, convenient, yes, ubiquuete, ubiquitous, convenient, on-demand network access, on-demand network access to pull off, on-demand network access to shared pool of configurable computing resources. I'll take that again. Cloud computing is a model for enabling ubiquitous, convenient, on-demand network access to a shared pool of configurable computing resources. Shared pool of configurable computing resources that can be rapidly provisioned, and released with minimal management efforts or service provider interaction. So we look at that with minimal cloud providers interaction, with minimal management efforts, or service provider interaction. So could you look again that definition and realize the background information I provided for you? I said cloud computing is a model for enabling ubiquitous, convenient, on-demand network access, to a shared pool of configurable computing resources. These computing resources could be your database, your networks, your servers, your software, and name more. So on-demand access to these configurable resources. Maybe you develop your software and you wanted to access this software, you can host it on the cloud computing systems. These are configurable computing resources. Or it could be a shared hardware. It's not only software we hosted on the cloud, you also have hardware as a service, whereby you make your data center shareable for other users. And also, you can make sure your database is shared among multiple users. Configure them and host them on computing resources. And of course, hardware, software, and even your operating systems can be shared where instead of having a dedicated hosted operating system. So all these computing resources will be anything. It will be your software, your hardware, your network, your database. So cloud computing offered ubiquitous, convenient, on-demand network access to these resources. And these resources can be released to you with minimal management effort. What that means is, even though you are utilizing resources on this platform, you don't have issues on the management. No use to do that. I've known her. She used to do that when she was in Tirana. You know, everybody knows her. Okay. So with minimal management efforts, do you see why we said minimal management efforts? We are not saying you will not manage it at all. That was why I used instant hire. Even though car hiring services, you are responsible for the management. you also as a user should be responsible for some slight management for your comfort. So it takes minimal management effort or service provider interaction. That is, you as the end users only apply minimal management effort, or the services providers, which we have listed some of them, take full responsibility for the total maintenance of the cloud platform. Okay? So we as according to the next, let's define uh, cloud characteristics. We have need identify 5 characteristics to the cloud, 3 cloud services model, and 4 cloud deployment model. Are you with me? The National Institute of Standards identify 5 essential cloud characteristics with 3 cloud services model and 4 cloud deployment model. Let's quickly look at the characteristics, essential characteristics of the cloud computing. So, a situation whereby we have the broad network access, then we have rapid elasticity, method services, and on-demand serve. So these are the essential cloud characteristics. These are the essential 5 cloud characteristics where we have on-demand services. That is, with the usability of the cloud computing, you can do multiple tasks on your own without interference of any parties. Okay? Broad network access, rapid elasticity, measured services. Okay, that's broad. Okay, measured services, resource pooling, resource pooling. So broad network access means irrespective of where you are, you can access services hosted on the cloud platform. So imagine where you are accessing your Instagram, your Facebook, wherever you are. If you go to the place, you access it. Isn't it? So that is broad network access of the computing resource. So as you access this simple task, you can also access your software that you posted on the platform. You can also access your hardware to the database, irrespective of the geographical locations. And also, rapid elasticity. Rapid elasticity means that cloud can configurably adjust to your demand, to the needs of your organization. Okay? You can expand, maybe you've been hosting your software, you need to configure your hardware to it, then it can be elastic and accommodate your demand. Unlimited demand. Even if you have more demands, maybe in terms of resource pooling, the cloud computing can still accommodate. Consider this with your physical or traditional data center. What we are talking about, that's why, because we are more familiar with traditional data center. What does it mean? What does traditional data center mean? Of course, the server you put within your server room are your services. And no amount of configuration you have on your server, it can get exhausted. So, even the computing system we use, have 200, so 500, I have 1 terabyte. The more demands you realize that 1 terabyte maybe is not sufficient. Okay, so we have looked beyond this and come to terms that cloud computing provide rapid elasticity that can suit our demands, irrespective of our needs. Measured, measured services. Cloud computing services are measurable. You can actually identify the amount of space you have used, okay? The amount of resources this space consumes. So you can measure that in order to evaluate what you are spending on and what you need to upgrade on. So in the case of your traditional data center, you might not be able to evaluate this. But within the cloud system, you have your auditing logs of all your activities, services that is being provided to you. Then it's auditable. You can assess based on the payment subscription you make. Okay, so these are the essential characteristics. Then resource pooling. Resources can be pulled out from anywhere to anywhere on demand. So irrespective of expansion that takes place within your organization, you can pull your resources from one to another. After all, these resources are hosted on a virtualized platform. So you can actually pull resources from anywhere. The cloud services model. Cloud services model are the common interface, are the common interfacial services.
Sorry, you skipped one on demand self service.
Eh?
On demand self service.
On-demand self-service. That is, you can use this computing without without interference from any of these party services providers. So sometimes you don't need them anymore. You can do your self-configuration. You can add, delete, modify, depends on the license you are given. So the three common cloud services models, which you are mostly familiar with, are the software as a services. This software as a services simply means that the cloud provides for you thousands of software that you can use without developing them. You understand? So cloud, apart from providing storage, cloud provides software services for you so that you can use them. A typical example of these software services are the marketing related services. How many of you have used any CRM software before? Maybe a software you use to identify the sales promotion, maybe your SEO software, logo analytics, and other SEOs. A software you want to use to track your promotional channels or your marketing performance in social media analytics. Or simply put, some of the enterprise resource planning systems. These softwares are readily available on the Play Store. Any software you download on the Play Store. The fact that you don't host those softwares, you don't develop those softwares, but you can customize those softwares and use in your organization are called software and services. You understand? So most of these softwares are available in iStores, Apple Play, Google Play, download them and use them. So what are these? So what we are all is trying to take away is trying to take away the traditional data. At the same time, it's trying to take away a lot of energy spent developing processes whereby you can even rent. That's why I started with card ironing services for those in class. Okay? So class services providers means that you are using providers' applications, okay? Providers' softwares. Let's say, and you should, at least if I check your phone, you have one or two softwares you are using, and you are using it to maximize your productivity. And you are not the one that, okay, for instance, your Zoom is a SaaS software, which is readily available for you to use. Normally, schools are meant to use their own learning management system or their communication management system. The several communication management systems exist in where the organization can buy and subscribe to and use. The same way you use your Zoom, their software and the services, which means you subscribe to the use of Zoom. Maybe, of course, the free version is 45 minutes. After 1 hour, use Zoom now. So after 1 hour, I usually use Zoom. And you pay. That is the simple characteristic of the cloud computing, pay per usage. So using 1 hour, you pay per usage. At the same time, you want to be using Zoom to deliver online classes. Maybe they offer you 10 students, and when you have more than 10 students, then you pay per user. So each user pay premium on this. You can see the trade, you can see the revenue generation in the cloud computing system. And it will never stop because many people are yet to utilize it. So the next time, maybe by the time we close our eyes, more people are still subscribing to the platform. More, there are challenges, and that's what this course addresses. Okay, so another cloud computing services model is the platform as a service, PaaS. Talking about SaaS. An example of this SaaS would be your your CRM, customer related management software, enterprise resource planning software. Some of these softwares are available. Just use any one of them. Go to Play Store, download. Even your invoicing, your receipt and invoicing software. Software is common to use. Software they use. So as part of my feedback, each one of you, where's the attendance? Each one will give me one simple software you are familiar with before. And that will be part of the feedback. So what software are you familiar with? Moshood. Moshood. So which software are you familiar with on your mobile device? WhatsApp. Yes, it's a software. The software is services. But sometimes you pay. Don't think it's free. I expect to give you another business. Okay. Mustafa. Mustafa Mohammed. Which software are you familiar with? Mobile device. Yes. Yes. Twitter. Don't give me social media software. Give me social media software. So, Yusuf, Abdullah. Yeah. So, which software? Australia. Good, yeah. The storage management software. And after it's a product of Google Cloud. And if I don't go too far, Google offer thousands of productivity software under these software services. For instance, your Google Contact, Google Drive, many because we still have other business. We still have other business productivity software like employee management, payroll systems. You can see most of these software are meant to be developed by organizations. Most organizations they are not using uh, grassroots software. They use available software. Like most of the organizations using software to manage employee, student record management system. All the software exists on the Google Drive. Maybe you hold an institution and want to manage student records, student performances, and use this software. Alternatively, you can also engineer your own software. So, platform as a service. This is another platform that is created that is that is created for customers. Okay, but the content are not available. Platform as a service means a complete software application platform can be readily deployed to customers, whereby you build your applications on them. For instance, you want to start a web development project, you need to have some command line interface. Most of these platforms can be hosted for you. Just customize your software, compiler systems, interpreter systems, command prompts, then even a partition database system can be readily available for clients, whereby you configure them and use. Which means a platform can be hosted for customers as pay as you go. So this means to deploy customers created and acquired applications on the platform. You run this platform. Customers run this platform. Then they create their applications on it. So in this time, a platform that will help your software development process can actually be outsourced from any of these cloud services providers. That is platform as a service. The another important services model is the infrastructure as a service. This is a complete cloud package which comes with storage, infrastructure, network, and other fundamental computing resources such as database. For instance, we've set up these institutions and we don't want to have any physical lab. So we can outsource an IaaS from any of these cloud services providers. In time that even our network can be provided by ISP. Our database are provided by services providers, and even the storage. These are under the infrastructure as a services. So to be considered as class services, businesses must be running on top of cloud infrastructure to be considered as a class services. So we're going to look at, unfortunately, okay, it's time already. Class services delivery model. In the next class, we're going to look at the cloud services delivery model, citing the SAS, that's the SaaS, PaaS, and the infrastructure as the services. And what are the responsibilities? What are the limitations within this services platform? Okay? So in the next class, we continue, but likewise, I told you, this class is 1 hour. Before I stand, I talk, 1 hour. So those that join us, just how is this guy doing? Just even 1 hour is not enough. And you are delayed 20 minutes. No, I know I met some people here who started at this time. Some of them that came maybe 20 minutes. That's the time. What are we coming? All of what you are doing. So be careful. Time is not aside. Okay? Time is not aside. And time is everything. Yes. Yes. We need to fix the time. 4-7 is what's the title of the class? Information
Information recovery.
information recovery and disaster.
Disaster recovery.
Disaster recovery.
Yes.
Tomorrow we can have what time tomorrow?
You have to know.
So what time is tomorrow? So let me just know the time.